All right, so some people ask what I am feeding my off-the-track thoroughbred, who is right here behind me. That's her. Jockey Club is Jumpstar, and she came off the track at the beginning of April. She did not turn 3 until May 31st. So she did not race long at all, just 4 races, but she was on the track. She was on track feed and racing program. So she was obviously not where we want sport horses to be diet-wise or body, muscle, weight-wise. And on top of it, she was super young, and she was not at a point to where she could really gain a lot of weight because she was growing too. But I've had her, it is now the middle of August, so she has been here since the beginning of April. And I will attach photos of each month. I take photos to see the progression. So I will attach photos to this video. So as you can see her right now, she still has a little bit of the ribs showing right through here, okay? So nothing major. It's the middle of August. So she turned 3 May 31st. So she's very early on in her 3-year-old year. She also just came off the track the second week of April. So she hasn't been off the track for very long. She's also going through a lot of growing, and I don't have her on a lot of feed, but I have her on really good feed. So here's what she looks like. Her coat went kind of through a dull phase. It's now starting to get healthier and shinier again. You can see through her top line there that she's increasing. Her spine was sticking up more. I'll come to this side. So you can see just there in that middle section, she's got some ribs, but she kind of looks appropriate for her age. Now she's still in there eating. I found this bucket helps her to eat more because she likes to dump the others over. Here she is. She's going to leave. She's going to go get a drink because she does that midway through her meal, and then she'll go back and finish it. But what she is on is Kiss Trace, K-I-S Trace supplement, which is meant to kind of balance your forage. So she's on a forage first diet, which is what is helping her transition from all of the sweet feed over to a healthier balanced diet for her gut that is slowly going to help cure the ulcers that she has and help with that, which is part of the weight loss and the transition that they go through off the track. I personally don't treat for ulcers unless they have a bad case of it. I simply do a forage first diet and monitor from there, and she's been doing very well with just the forage first diet. So my horses start with having 24 access to pasture. There's Sophie. She's fat. She usually has a muzzle. They have a farther field in the back, so they're out on grass 24/7. To help aid in her weight gain, I have been giving her a few pounds of alfalfa mix hay every couple days, just to kind of give her some more calories. But I really think that being out on pasture is the best thing for them. And then she has the Kiss Trace supplement, which balances out any nutrients that the pasture may be lacking in. You can test for that to see exactly what you need. I feed Kiss Trace to make sure it's all covered. Then she is on Triple Crown Senior Gold, and that she only gets about 2.5 pounds of. That is more so for calories, but also it's a very well balanced diet that goes very well for a forage first. Next, after the Kiss Trace and the Senior Gold, she gets a little bit of soaked alfalfa and beet pulp pellets. And she just gets a little bit of it. She's actually really picky about it, so I can only give her about 1 pound of it at most, or else she will turn away from her feed. A lot of horses will eat extra of that for the added calories, but with her, I can't really do it. Thankfully, she's been doing well without it. And I soak those, and then I add in the Kiss Trace and the Senior Gold, and then I add in on top of it some Cocoa Mega oil. That way it gives her just a little bit extra calories, and if I see that she starts to gain too much, because she's been gaining, but she's been gaining slowly. If she starts to gain too much, I'll simply lower her senior feed and probably take away some of the soaked forage in her feed. Now, I will attach images of all of these with the sizes that I use for it. One thing I did forget was that I do add salt to their diet as well. And that's just a nutrient that they tend to need. The salt blocks, they don't really get enough from. So I add just a big bag of iodized salt, and I have a little scooper in it and scoop out 2 ounces of it each day. And I mean, so far, you'll see the pictures here at the end of not just the feed, but of her as well, from when I got her and through her transition, and kind of some ugly parts in between. And you're going to see the difference that it has made on her. And keep in mind that she is super young. I'm also not prepping her for a resale, so I'm not trying to load her up quickly to keep her looking fit. I'm wanting to make her have an extremely balanced gut and healthy body. So it's a slow process. Now, another thing to make note of with her, there's her in her alfalfa pile. Another thing to make note of with her is that because she is so young and she's also still transitioning and in progress of gaining more weight and getting more suitable for her next career, I'm not really riding her. I ride her once a month, and that's just kind of to, make sure she doesn't get sour to anything. But mainly she gets fed and groomed and her feet messed with because she's not the best for the farrier. And we are working on that. She's significantly better, but it's still a work in progress. So those are the things that she gets, just very basic things until she grows some more. So she probably won't really go under saddle until next spring, closer to her 4-year-old year, because she's very thin. She just spooked at my son, but she's a very petite mare. So she's getting a little extra time to grow. We'll get in closer to her feet here so you can see the change her feet have made. So looking at it, this is all new hoof growth, this is old hoof growth, and you can see the cracking up that's happening there. And you can see it on there. You can also see how the new growth is wider. She's been barefoot since I got her. Her shoes were pulled pretty quickly, and she has been on a very good supplement to help her hoof growth and health. And without the restriction of shoes on there, her hoof is actually going to widen a bit. So you can see all of them there. But I mean, she's got strong, healthy hoof. I mean, you can see the color change there because this is so much healthier than what that was. And you can see the chipping that's been happening from her stomping flies. But a lot of good progress on the feet because of her diet. This and the next photo are the day that she arrived, and as you can see, she's very track fit and needed to go through a lot of adjustment. Her stomach was very tight and tucked up. This photo was exactly 1 month after arriving, and you can see she's already starting to have a little bit of change in her body. She's not nearly as tucked up. She's been off of the track feed with high sugars and high starches and been put on a more natural diet of fiber and 24/7 forage. It's going to change her whole gut composition, but it's going to take time. This photo here is 2 months after arrival, and as you can see, she looks worse than the previous times. So her body has come off of all of the fat and sugars that she's on, but because her gut has ulcers that are still not fully healed, she hasn't been able to put weight on. So taking all of the fat out of her diet to put her on a natural diet has made it to where she's dropped weight while her gut is still transitioning to having healthy gut bacteria, to where she can then start to progress forward with gaining weight and having a healthy gut for the future. This is 1 month after the last photo, so 3 months after arrival, and you can see a big change from the previous photo to this one, and that's because her gut is healthier, so therefore she's starting to progress back up from her low point. This is when she had a really drabby coat as well, and it needed to go through a cycle before it came out healthier, because it was getting rid of all the old, but everything that's been put into her is now good, and therefore the new is coming on stronger. And here she is as of today. She is looking significantly better. You can see big changes. This is roughly about a week and a half to 2 weeks after the videos that I recorded earlier on in this video. And you can see a difference just from those to now as well. And that's because her gut is healthier. So therefore she's now consistently putting on some weight. As you can see from these photos and watching her progression, going from that high sugar, high starch diet to a healthy diet takes time, but over the long haul, it's going to be better for your horse. She's going to have a healthier gut, and therefore is going to be healthier overall for an extended period. So while some of this was ugly, the process itself has gone very well in a pretty brief period of time, and she's already showing significant improvement, which is going to be for lasting health throughout her future.